This is Sam Titmarsh's media, AS Media, my music magazine contents page, construction. So to start off with, again following my hairstyle of my front cover, I used a gradient tool again with a black and white background. That's the first step. And then I moved on to adding in obviously the contents again in the Airstrike font, which I've used throughout on the front cover, on here, and in my DPS. And then obviously this time I didn't have the DHM right at the top, but I felt necessary to put it in because, again, brand identity. I used a drop shadow on the contents, you know, a really gradual one again, because I didn't want to make it too chunky because it's flying across the top of the page, and I wanted to fit the date in again, in the same font that I've used on my DPS and on my front cover. Now I then moved on to adding the DHM font in, but using the pink from the contents page, and again the colours flow across the both, creating a house style. I moved that across, and obviously I had to play with the fonts, and it took me a long time to choose positioning the DHM contents. I had a big large date there, put that there. I had a brand identity there. I really wasn't sure on where to put it, and I kept moving it, so I decided to leave it as a different shape for a while. It was over to the left, sort of left justified, but I decided there was too much space in the middle, so I moved that down, put it pink, and again, to replicate my front cover, put another duplicated layer of the DHM next to it underneath it to add that standing out bold 3D font effect. And then I moved on to making my layout. So as for my flat pans, I stuck to the free column as you call it, right approach, using a line tool to select and create lines across the top of the page to separate it, then using thinner line tool, again all black, running down each part of the page, separating the pictures here, down the front there, and between the numbers. And then I came to numbers, so I decided I'd put the numbers down the left hand side of each column, and using the green, which is slightly off my house style. It's not on the front page, however I tried to use the red from the front page here on that, but it didn't work out for me. Didn't go well with the background or the other fonts. It was too dull, so I decided to go with a green because it would attract the reader's attention. And obviously from my feedback I was told there was too much green, so I eliminated a lot of it, but some people said they like the colour green because again it follows with the house electro style. So then I moved on to obviously putting my headlines to each cover for each part of the contents page. So you've got a Q, live, tech. I used again same font that's on the front cover and up here because I like the way it flows. It's got the techno square shape look on it, edges, and the cut in on the H's up there. So yeah, I use that on there, underlining it. You obviously use text tool for that, and then moved on to using this kitchen police font here, which I originally had on my front page. Didn't really work that well. People said it was too in your face for the whole of the magazine. It should be used for bold bits, so I sort of thought, well, on a cover, on a contents page, you want it to stand out, so I used them for that. And then I used the blue from the front page cover lines on here. You've got all your main features that are on the front cover. Then moving on to artists here, and tech, so like DJ decks and that. And then I've got my main pictures I took here. I originally had them in the middle, but I moved them back over because I decided it flows better, and I looked at other magazines, they always keep them right or left justified instead of in the middle. It's tidier, smarter looking. Using again kitchen police font here in big, and went to a black colour there because it clashed with the white, clashed with the background of that image, so which is what I've done down here where it's changed colour, the flow for it. That's why I chose green originally. I had white, but it didn't work on the background, so I ended up using green. Obviously it works better. And then I added the pictures in. They'd been edited, they'd been cut. That picture there, just sort of saturation change to lighten up a bit, obviously draw attention. Yeah, and that was pretty much that. Moved a few things about. I sort of changed these, and I used the drop shadow again on a couple of the fonts and underlining tool on these fonts here. Drop shadow wasn't used on these main ones here because obviously they don't need to stand out as much as the main headings, and so I used that like that, and that was everything on my contents page.